I went to Tommy Thompson Park over the weekend. This topic bores some people out and interests others, but I am interested in birds. It all started back in 2018 when my dad bought me my first telephoto lens. I never thought I'd be that interested in our winged compatriots, but 7 years later, I'm still doing bird photography. I want to be clear, this isn't my primary focus. I prefer photographing people more than birds. I just do birds on the side because, I mean, they're available, they're there, and after photographing them and observing their interesting behaviors, I kind of like them. Anyways, now is a good time to visit because it's spring, and spring is typically a good time to go birding. I took quite a few pictures and learned some new species while I was there, so I should have some pictures on the screen if I remember to put them in. So, as longtime viewers of this channel know, I am currently working full time. Thank goodness. Before this, I was working a myriad of other jobs, none of them permanent, all of them temporary or contract or seasonal. So, I'm very grateful to have a permanent full time job. But if anything is, when you're so embroiled in work, it's very easy to have holidays just creep up on you. Like last week during our weekly team meeting, someone mentioned, oh, yeah, this is a shortened week because this Friday is a holiday. I was like, wait, it is? Oh, shoot. It's funny because when I was in school as a kid, this never happened because I always knew when the school holidays were. And now, as an adult, even though I literally have access to Outlook and its calendar function, and I look at that calendar pretty much every day, I still miss holidays. Heck, I often don't even know I have meetings until I get the 15-minute reminder before they start. Uh-oh. Time to go to the bathroom. Anyways, when I realized that there was a holiday coming up, I very quickly hatched together a plan to go to Tommy Thompson Park because I needed something to do, and also I told myself that I'd go back. Because I last went on Canada Day last year. I know, weird day to go, but I quickly learned that it was not a good time to visit because it was hot, it was sunny, it was scorching, it was awful, and I didn't even get that many good photos. So I resolved to come back during the spring where it was cooler, preferably on a cloudy or partly cloudy day so I wouldn't have to deal with the harsh overhead sun, and also go much, much earlier. So I did. I got there at 7:40 in the morning. It was spring, so all the migratory birds were out, and it was thankfully partly cloudy. So even though there were some sunny breaks, for the most part, the clouds were covering up the sun. And for those who are not into photography, it's really painful to shoot in the overhead sun. Because when the sun is very high up in the sky, it casts very harsh shadows and everything. So it makes everything look really unflattering. Contrast this to overcast days, or even days where it's just cloudy, when the sun is partially blocked by clouds. The clouds act as a bit of a diffuser, so it sort of spreads the light out more evenly, so it creates much softer shadows that is it's more pleasing to work with in photography, which is why we typically prefer shooting in cloudy days rather than harsh overhead sunny days. Try explaining that to people who think a bright sunny day is a great day to do a photo shoot, and then blame you for all of the terrible photos that come out of it. Whew, boy, aren't I glad that I didn't choose photography as a career. Ooh, point proven about the harsh sunlight. Anyways, the reason why I am so interested into birds is a question I never really thought about. I did read some stuff online about how birds are bipedal, so they're similar to us, so that's why we can relate to them more. But ask the average dog owner, and they will tell you that their dog knows them really well. I think it mostly just has to do with exposure because, in an increasingly urbanized world where more people are living in cities than ever before in human history, and we've gotten rid of so much wildlife, birds are kind of like one of the few wild animals that most of us have any sort of exposure to nowadays. Don't get me wrong, people have been revering birds for a long time, but I think now, because we've gotten rid of so much wildlife to the point that the only four legged wild animals that we still encounter on a regular basis are rabbits, raccoons, and squirrels, to still be able to have access to a wide diversity of birds right in our backyards is probably why we have more of an attachment to them. Also, as we become increasingly more shielded from the natural world and more food comes from a grocery store rather than from farming or hunting, we no longer see birds as a food source, but rather as guests. So our attitude towards birds has changed, and so has the way we treat them. I'm just talking off the top of my head. I'm not really making an informed or researched opinion here. If you ask me what I find so fascinating about birds, at least the ones that you see regularly in your backyard, it's that they're accustomed to humans to some degree, but remain fundamentally wild and free. I mean, if I take a picture of a bird today, I don't know where it is tomorrow, or even the hours after I take a picture of it. It could still be there, living in the area. It could have gone somewhere else. It could have migrated. It could have died. It could have been hunted. Maybe it found a mate and started mating. Maybe it stayed single. Watching the birds come and go reminds me of so many people in my life. They come and they go. They lead their own lives, as rich and diverse and fascinating as my own. It's just that at one point in our lives connected, where I saw that person saw me. We could have had a positive interaction, we could have had a negative interaction, we could have had a completely neutral interaction. And then afterwards, who knows if we get to see each other again. But we live our own separate lives and we go our own separate ways. And oh, where does life take us? That level of mobility, it's almost poetic. And I like it.